riding in the night, heart of gold, but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right, shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind, calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Interesting. What the fuck? Okay. Right. Anyway, we'll start off small and then work our way up, shall we? Hello, everybody. Yes. It is me. It is I. And it's going to be a different one today. That's for sure. First of all, hello, everyone. So let's go and have a look who we've got today. First of all, Aussie Jen, Debbie, Robert, Snowflower, hello, darling. Squid, hi, Steve, and Sweet Fly. Yes. Right. Okay. Well, obviously, people are going to slowly but surely appear or not. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we are. Actual fact, you know what? Let me just take that down again. Let me just stop that for a second. Right. It's been very entertaining actually over the last couple of days. It's been fucking She Nemesis, hello. Oh, and by the way, just for the record, from now on, if I am sent anything with derogatory comments or anyone who makes any derogatory comments about me, I'm naming and shaming you. So I get it. You've got your opinion, but don't come in here. And this is not directed at anyone. This is just a general FYI. Okay. I respect everyone, but at the end of the day, if you're going to talk shit about me and then come in here and play like nice, I can assure you I'll name and shame you. Other than that, because I think it's about time I start taking the gloves off. I respect people. I get it. Everyone has an opinion. But the thing is, if you go into different streams and vice versa and everything else, and you are, how can I put it, being derogatory, making derogatory comments, okay, but you're not doing it directly to the person, then I find that a little bit uncouth. I mean, it's a bit, it's a bit uncalled for. And I get it. You know, if you do have an opinion about people, right, you have every right to make that opinion statement, whatever you want to call it, public, or you can say it. However, you should be ready to receive the counter sort of type remark. So if you call me an arsehole or something like that, I can call you an arsehole, male or female. I don't care. I've said this from get-go. Male or female, you're going to get treated the same. Because if people start playing games, I can assure you I play those games way fucking better than you can. And someone is finding out. I mean, actually, I am being so entertained right now over the last 24, 48 hours. It is absolutely fantastic. And I had a fantastic time on Squids the other day. It was an absolute brain fart for me. I must admit, I did. And I also had a couple of chats with a couple of people. So in the near future, there may be something special coming up. So stay tuned on that one. And yes, I do apologize. This is a little bit off the cuff, but anyway, yeah, I need to while I'm talking, I need to I need to make sure that I need to get right. No, not using that one. Right. Okay. So I need to sort shit out because I'm all over the place. I just spontaneously. I was like saying to a couple of people, I'm not going to go live, and then it was like, fuck it, I'm going live. Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm sorry. And by the way, if you read the description, I did say in there that there's going to be sneezing and coughing and maybe other noises. So yeah, get used to it. What was I looking for? What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. Yes, that's the one I was looking for. There you go. Right. So, right. What's this one? Okay. Yeah. Right. No. Yep. Well, we don't need the good morning one. That can go back in there. We are going to do that one. I am not prepared. Oh, shit. Oh, this is too funny. This is too funny. Do you know what? I am starting to come to the realization is that with some people, you just can't help them. No matter what you do or say, or Right, but hi Roy, hi Mark, how you doing? Debbie, Mitch, good to see you. But I'm telling you now, yeah, if I am sent anything, and I will then make sure I will check it to confirm that that was said, or that comment was made. Now, a lot of people are making comments about about things that apparently. Now, I'm just going to bring this out because I need to get this out because it's fucking hilarious. Well, apparently. I actually go out of my way to make anonymous posts, considering that I've been telling everyone to fucking post as anonymous. But I mean, look, if you're going to post anonymous and going to try to hide who you are, you need to change the way you write. You need to change the wording, right? Because AI will take what you write and the way you write, and it will put it into the words as you write. So it's very easy. Like, look, you're not affecting anyone, but I'm just pointing out some fucking mistakes, right? And something else, what you also need to realize is this, right? I am not fucking scared to say it as it is. And I think you've realized that. And people think that they can, oh yeah, I'm going to get in his head, or I'm going to fucking trigger him, or he's triggered. No, you are entertaining me. And this is why I'm in such a good mood right now. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I've always been in a good mood. There's a difference between me and you. I'm assertive. When I come to say something, I'm assertive, and I can assure you, right? If you think I have started or I'm caught, I'm drama and everything else. I can assure you, I haven't even fucking warmed up yet. I haven't even started yet. Hell, yeah. Anyway, message to Squid Pro. I had a look at that, and obviously you saw my message. Like, yeah. Wait, you call me an asshole, Squid? Get a life. Anyway, sorry. What was I going to say? Oh, shit. What was I going to? Oh yeah, local news. Right. We're gonna today. We're gonna be doing some local news. We're going to be talking about a couple of topics, and then we're going to talk about things that people don't realize. Right? Because people either are too bone idle, too lazy, or I've got two. I've already got Roy. Thank you. I appreciate your offer, but I've already got two. Thank you. Yeah, one's for emotion, the other one's for yes. Oh yeah. But anyway, right. So basically, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're gonna go. No, wait. What? Shit. Fuck it. Yeah. I'm just gonna be random today. I usually write stuff down, or I have everything planned. Crabs bungee jump. Absolutely. There's a lot of people today on that on the Facebooks. Okay, on the Visage books. All right. I tell you one thing: some people it's definitely the time of the month, and the crabs are bungee jumping, because I tell you, the responses that some of these people actually give. Right, I wouldn't be surprised if they're standing there with their legs wide open, going ding ding. Oh look, there's a crab. Oh look, he just got that's a 5.2, 5.6, 6.0, 5.9, zinc point. Zinc point. Right? I mean, seriously, people need to just get like, because I know there's a lot of lonely people out there. If you're lonely, okay, all right, go on the internet and look up 0800 I'm lonely, and maybe you'll find like a pen pal, or a shop that can send you different types of toys that you can entertain yourself with. Electrical cattle prods and shit like that. Anyway, hi Mitch, baby subboy. Anyway, so right, local news. Let's do international news first, because I think some people don't realize what's going on. Right, okay. Obviously, Donald Trump is doing his Middle East tour, and I'm not even going to comment to the guy. The guy, I mean, I think he's swinging his man sausage around, and he's trying to burn candles different all over the place. Yes, fine. He's doing a lot for the country, and hopefully he will do a lot for the populace. sort out the issues, so that people, when they do go and work, they can actually come home after every day's work and go, do you know what? I've actually earned some money today. I have my opinion about the guy. I think he treats the presidency as a business. Yes, and no. But he's getting him. He's swinging his man sausage around, and he thinks that he can, oh yeah, the way like, I know that you guys don't like it. I know that there's a lot of Americanese that don't like when foreigners talk about your president. Oh yeah, right. It's because like only you can talk about your president. Well, no, especially your vice president, right, Mr. Van Dyke or whatever his fucking name is. Anyway. Oh, what's his name again? The International Criminal Court confirms, after the latest news reports about details of alleged SA misconduct by the chief prosecutor, Karen Khan, is to step aside. Okay, so there's internationals. In regards of the conflict in Ukraine and Russia, far apart in direct talks, basically, they're not going to agree because of, at the end of the day, when you attack a country and then call it a military operation, it's not. Anyway, however, the good news is there are going to be prisoner swap. The prisoner swap exchange program has been accepted, so there will be some people returning, which is good. Okay, which is good. And obviously we've progressed from the First and Second World War, and even sometimes in the First World War, if there were family emergencies, sometimes soldiers, because through the Red Cross, sometimes soldiers would be notified that there's someone's on their deathbed or something like that, and the enemy would actually give them a gentleman's agreement. Hey, look, we're going to send you home, but you need to come back, and a lot of people would actually go back after they've been to, they've gone back home. They would actually honor that. What else we got? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It looks like the UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy supports India-Pakistan ceasefire, condemns obviously terrorism, and plans to visit India. Peace out. I hope they sort anything out, because at the end of the day, I mean, if we look at it in original context, Pakistan is a fairly new country. It's only about 80 or 90 years old. Originally formed from part of India. So hopefully they can come to some sort of good thing, because, like, as a former member of the armed forces, even I don't believe that some countries should be fighting each other. Yes. Anyway, and I got something special. Someone remind me about Russia and 1971 later on at some point, please. Somebody. Right. Something else. Right. I mean, I'm not going to go into anything else in regards to politics or about, Israel or stuff like that. However, what I am going to mention is a couple of days ago, a 18-year-old Austrian who was pro Islamist, type of chap, decided to start shooting at a police checkpoint near a counter center or some sort of I don't know what type of center it was called. I can't remember. I would have to have a look at the German newspaper, The Bild. That's where I actually saw it, and quite close to the Israeli embassy in Munich. There was a gunfire exchanged from the police and from the individual. However, the individual was unalived or was severely injured by the police, and unfortunately unalived an hour and a half later. So they have put that down to terrorism. Now, news in the UK. Obviously, alleged Iranian spies charged with trying to target UK-based journalists. UK Eurovision hopefully ready to put on a show. Good God, not again. Unfortunately, a firefighter and two others, unfortunately, were unalived in a blaze in an RAF place in Oxfordshire. What else have we got? Oh yeah, obviously the mayor of London seems to be throwing spanners in the works again because apparently there was a festivals left in limbo by legal rulings and God knows what else. In Norfolk, men caught with 37 million of worth of the old stuff in a boat. That's. I'm going to be covering England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, so don't you worry. Right, and that's in London, right, Scott. Right, okay. Now Glasgow and West Scotland. Celtic fans gather for unofficial title party despite club appeal. Obviously in England, second charge of a Chris Brown club disturbance. Boy suffers critical injury in yet another knife attack in Sussex. Yeah, I don't know if Lisa or anyone from Wales is here. There's been a lot of fires regarding e-bikes. So, guys, if you got e-bikes, make sure that they're in a location where they can't cause too much damage or too much fire. Because e-bikes, there's been a lot of fires in regards of e-bikes and everything else. So please, if you are charging them or you have them, place them in an environment where, one, if they do go up, you are in a safe environment, and also make sure that you've got some sort of firefighting equipment or something that. And remember, when it comes to batteries, if you put water on batteries, you're just throwing fuel on a fire. Right, so try to use foam or try to use powder extinguishers or CO2, and if you can't do that, use sand. Okay. What else is there? And yeah, fantastic. Jamie Roberts, Welsh football. God, if he is, he'll probably kill me on that. Rugby player is becoming a doctor, so that's a good thing. So yeah. All right. What else have we got? Oh yeah, Northern Ireland, top of the morning. I know where you live, right? I'm gonna tell your ma. Hi, Annie. Basically, in Northern Ireland, a freaking shark was sighted in the Northern Ireland. Oh, wait a minute. I don't care about it. That's the angler shark catching. And there was an angler in Essex, in England, who caught a 105-pound carp. Freaking hell. That's like a tank. That's a car. How the hell did he get out of the water? Anyway, who cares? Right. What else have we got? Yeah. I mean, right. Okay. So that. Oh, okay. Right. I'm not going to talk about that, and that's not going to be on my platform. Nor is that going to be on my platform. Oh, huh. Yeah. I'm not going to mention that either. That's oh my good God. No. Oh my God. She looks like she's been hit by the bus and forgot to take the registration. Wow, you look really. That's in Wales as well. Yes. Yes. Domino's launched appeal after takeaway refused. Wait, what? Anyway, who cares? Right. Okay, so now we're going to go to Wales news. Let's go to the news in Cameroon. Okay, so basically, death and pedestrian lucky crash escape, new charge tackle congestion, but beach, popular beach. There's nothing. We're quite a happy nation. We're all happy. We don't need news. Halfpenny among Quins plays Javix is confirmed. Pair in court charged over unaliving a missing lady. Manet Bridge repair work won't be complete until spring 26. What? Come on. Former police officer sentenced for. Oh, right. Okay. Shoots to the level 20. Right. Yeah. There's nothing. News is the same. It's shit. No wonder I don't look at the news because it's crap. Yes. Oh, Starmer says that played Cameroon MP talks rubbish. Oh, hey, Starmer, why don't you go to Cardiff or go somewhere in Wales and say that? It'll be like, have some intelligence. Yeah. No, but anyway, yeah, so politics. Oh, wait, people are nostalgic. Conrad Foes fan. Oh, right, okay. Right, anyway, so, yes. So there's a lot of shit in the news, as we all know. But it's a shame that, like, I mean, I still stick to my comment, the fact that, like, the pandemic has caused a mental de-evolution with a lot of people. I mean, we've been seeing that in the case with what the hell's faces Lynette Preston. There's a lot. There's a lot, and yeah, I mean, okay, I need to right. Fuck it. I need to say this. I need to fucking say this. I'm sorry. I've got to say it. Mr. Teletubbies, Teletubby, Teletubby. Anyway, and guys, behave yourself and try to keep this farting and this disgusting chat down to a minimum a little bit. I know you want to have fun, but just have a little bit of respect for other people. Yeah. Right. Anyway, and I'm not playing around, just so you know. Okay, I need to address this. This needs to be addressed, and it needs to be done professionally and properly. Okay, and the fact is, swamp lizard. Let's talk about swamp lizard for a second, shall we? Let's talk about Robbie. Yeah, right. Let's just get this fucking out of the way. Since when? I mean, there's a lot of people lately who sit on their platforms and they make themselves to be the fucking specialist. Now, I'll put my hands up right now and fucking publicly admit I am not a specialist in a lot of things. There are things I am a specialist in. If you come on hands on, you'll find out. And if you are injured, you'll find out. I'm quite good at that. Right. And I'm also good at learning languages. Now, here's one thing I am absolutely freaking gobsmacked about. With everything that's... no, it's all right, guys. You can have fun, but just keep it, just keep it a little bit... Don't turn it into something disgusting, because I will start kicking ass. You know what I mean. Anyway, so... Since when does... Look, Robbie, Sunshine, mate, you can't even keep a story straight. So how the fuck are you going to tell other people about eating bananas? Really? I mean, it's like me turning around and say, "Hey, I am an astronaut because I was in a plane that flew at 38,000 feet. So anything above fucking 88 centimeters, you're an astronaut." Seriously, you just shut up. I mean, 1 minute you're saying you don't have insurance, then you're saying you have insurance. The whole history of you, actually, I'm going to say this as it is. Since this case kicked off, all right, everything started, and you and your little two sibling freaking monsters, right, appeared. Okay, all I've heard from you is bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Right, you've contradicted, and this happens with a lot of people. They contradict themselves. Now the thing is, right, when you contradict yourself, and I've been saying this before. People make mistakes and they don't think, but they engage brain after they spoke. And you, again, sit on your platform. What? It makes no sense to me. But then again, you've got absolute buffoons who will sit there and they'll go, "Yes, master." I mean, why? But Robbie, hey, and the crampons. Here's a bit of advice. Oh, and don't even get me fucking started on Super Dave, Mr. Fucking Jabba the Hoot, Mr. Oh, I'm having a nightmare. Yeah, mate. Really? You absolute clown. Seriously, every time you take a dump, right, your breath must smell. Seriously. The amount of crap that comes out of your mouth, I mean, like, I am coming to the realization that you guys over there, and like I said, it's the minority, not the majority, right? I that I say it as it is, but the minority, the amount of shit that people talk, and the fact that they want to then, after they fucking talk, right? It just fucking... I mean, how stupid do you get? How stupid can you get? Oh yeah, let's judge Spawntrooper because he coughs and he does this and he does that and he does this and he puts people on the spot and he this. Actual fact, technically, okay, I have been fucking harassed. I have been intimidated. I have been, people are trying to get my fucking information. I have had people that can call me every name under the sun. I have had people accuse me of being on certain substances and also being an alcoholic. And what reaction have you got? That's what you get. Right? Because the thing is, you cannot do anything. Russia, 1971. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. Now, do you know that Russia tried to use nuclear bombs to carve a freaking channel in their country so they could connect two rivers? Did you know that? Just a little random out of the blue, comment thing there. Worth investigating, worth saying. Yeah, so if they're going to use, right, I think they were going to use 24 or 25 15 megaton nuclear devices, and they were going to detonate them underground. So obviously, but the problem is they detonated one and it covered the whole of Russia and the whole of Europe in radioactive freaking fallout. Right? Go figure. Jeez, I didn't even know that. I like that comment, Mitch. That is probably the most sanest comment I have seen in a long time. I don't even know half these people are anymore. When this case started, making friends turn to enemies and started everyone hate each other and people egos, I stopped. We should unite instead of tear. The thing is, Mitch, what you have to understand is, okay, you have to take in look. Not everyone is going to get on. I totally respect what you're saying, and I get it. I really do. Okay, there are people who I'll be very honest with you, who I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. However, there are people who I feel sorry for. I actually genuinely do feel sorry for because I don't think they understand the essence of what they're creating. I don't know. Ask them. Don't ask me. Ask them. Everyone is welcome here as long as they behave themselves. If they don't behave themselves, they get yeet. Right? And the thing is, the problem is, right, it's egos. It's money. Everything rolls around money. It's like at the end of the day, if you got creators, okay, everyone wants to earn money, right? Like YouTube is not something where you come on and you just fucking do it, right? Like you'd literally have to go do it every day. You'd have to put at least 1 or 2 videos up each day, or a video up each day, right? Every day, 7 days a week, right? 4 weeks a month, 12 months a year, and every single day without stop to make any beneficial comeback by being on YouTube. Now, there's a lot of people out there who think they know better, but here's the thing. YouTube is people think it's a get money quick. It's not. You have to put the work in it. It is actually a full-time job. There are people out there, creators, okay, who have burnt themselves out because they had to do it every day. Like there are people who have the money, right, who very early on in life when they were young and they were doing YouTube, right, they got successful. People enjoyed and the views and everything else, right, and they stuck to topics where there wasn't controversial or it wasn't, sitting on there listening to a Welshman swear, right, but it was content, right? Now, when if I sat here right now and I said to you, right, okay, how many here, right? How many of the ladies here know how to check their power steering fluid, their brake fluid, oil, and they know where to put the windscreen wash fluid in, and they knew how to change a bulb on their car. How many? Now, that's 5 things. Now, and it doesn't mean that, I'm not saying that women don't know. I'm just saying it's because when your car doesn't work or one of your bulbs doesn't work, which reminds me, when one of your bulbs doesn't work, okay, what do? You take it to the garage. And what do? They look at it and say, oh, it's only the bulb. But, you know, I mean, to change the bulb is going to be probably a couple of bucks, but we're going to make sure that they pay like 50, 60 bucks or 120 bucks or whatever. So they're going to find something. They're going to take it apart and say, oh, yeah, yeah, right, yeah, we need to change that. Yeah. How much is that going to cost? Oh, 75 bucks plus hourly rate, labor. Yeah, you're looking at about 130 bucks there. Right. Whereas you can go to an auto parts or anything else, you go to your documents and look into the book, okay, and then you go to your electricals, what type of bulb does it take, what type of oil does it take, everything you need to know is in that booklet. All you have to do is go and look at the bulb. You take the bulb out, there's information on the bulb. As long as you don't touch the bulb with your naked fingers, right, because the grease on it heats up the glass and then it'll crack it, and then there's your bulb done again. Now, try doing that every day, and all you have to do is that. For anybody on YouTube or any other platform like this, you have to invest all your time. You can't do anything else. You have to invest. Yeah, you can go party and everything else, but say if you put a video on, okay, you cover yourself with a video, right? Now, I've even been approached and they go, why are you not putting videos up? Why are you not doing it? I said, because I'm going live. Why should I put videos up when I'm going live? Because I can do live gaming as well. However, what I am going to do, and I've got, if you only knew, I have got so much freaking shit coming. Yes. And it's, and this is the thing. People out there think it's like a get rich scheme. And they're going to very, very quickly, they're going to find out. Because here's the thing. Now, as you probably noticed, I don't cover that much about this case. I will give you my opinion. I will make my opinion, public about what I think about certain things. But I'm not covering it as much as I did before. The reason being is because it's irrelevant, because it's repetitive. The only thing that's important about this case at this present moment, at this present moment, are the motions, the docket on Pacer. Like when Squid or My Pretty or other people post it or they discuss it, okay, that's the important part right now. The legal back and forth. That's the only important thing. Everything else is just a bonus. I mean, like, you got the crampon sitting on their platform with Jabba the Hoot, talking shit. I mean, like, I'm surprised people didn't laugh. The guy sat there, and for the first 30 seconds, apparently his mic didn't work. I literally had a conversation with someone, and we could not stop laughing. This guy who makes out to be, the whiz kid of God knows what, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that, spent 20 or 30 seconds with, like, nothing. His mic didn't work. And then when he did start talking, the only thing that came out of his mouth was manure. And then you've got the two crampons who talk crap, and then you've got Robbie, aka Swamp Lizard. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And really, if Hollywood or there's a film company looking at this situation, okay, run. That's all I'm saying. Don't turn it into a TV series, because you won't get any viewers. Oh, actually, fact, there are some idiots out there who are involved in all this who probably sit there and watch it. Yeah. But there you go. I mean, it's one of those things. And the thing is, the fact that, like, and I can assure you, I am nowhere done. All right. I can tell you that right now. All right. Last night, okay, I spoke to a couple of people. So I'm happy about that. And also last night I showed someone something. No, it wasn't my man sausage. Don't worry. And one thing I can assure you is that things are going to change. And like it or love it or loathe it, whatever you want to say, shit out. A lot of people are shit out of luck now. So I think, I think it's time for people to realize that emotional blackmail or emotional intimidation or anything else doesn't work anymore. So just make sure that you're fucking aware of that. I've been nice way too long. I've been very respectful. I've been very supportive to even people I don't like, but there's a group of people in general, and unfortunately they're part of the minority. They're going to find out very quickly that there's no stone, no tree, no bunker, nothing where they can hide from their fucking undoings. Because the thing is, I've seen things. I don't like bullies. I definitely don't like bullies, and I definitely don't like people who, make accusations, make false statements, and think it's okay. So prepare yourself. Just saying. Just saying. Now I was like to be very honest with you, today is a very good day. It's quite nice weather, and I must admit, okay, like I've been having fun. I've been all right. Okay, I'll be truthful. I'll be honest. I've been playing with my food again, and I'm sorry. I've been having fun. There's people on Facebook who've been trying to press buttons but hi Ken. But the problem is, instead of trying to press buttons, they've actually fucking helped me, gave me entertainment. And unfortunately for some of them, they are now going to be the center of my attention. So please, if you are in that What the Hell's Facebook group, I applaud you. Please post anonymously. I applaud you. Please. Please, please, please post anonymously. And yeah. And someone who's lurking already knows exactly what I'm talking about. You see, here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? When you're dealing with people who don't have a brain. Oh, hang on a minute. I just get. Oh, no, wait. What was that? A message, or was that just a? That was a message. So let me. Hang on a minute. Why do people? Come on, guys! If you got a comment, at least tag me. Oh my god! Yeah, I'm not reading all that shit. Oh, do you want to hear? Yeah, and no, that'll come. We'll. Right. Okay. Is he back at it again? Is he back at it again? Oh no, he's not. Oh, don't do it. You don't do it because you know you'll lose. You're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose this conversation. I can assure you of that. Oh shit, this is funny. Yeah, so basically that's what's going to happen. So one, I'm going to be having fun. Two, it's going to be entertaining. And three, if you talk shit about me and I am informed of that, I am naming and shaming you. Because at the end of the day, I think like being I've done with hypocrisy. So just be fucking aware. If you can't come in here and say it to my face, right, I will actually respect you more than being in other streams and saying. And look, there's no hate or disrespect. I'm just saying, stop it. Stop it. Grow up. Yes, you may not agree with some shit that I say. I get that. But just grow up. Simple. And now I'm going to drink some Dr. Pepper. It is actually a bloody good day today. And you know what? Yeah. You all right, sweetheart? You doing the what? Checking your... Oh, right, okay. She's looking at you. She literally is. Do you know what? Can you imagine like a fucking speech bubble appear above and go, "Oi, bitch, feed me." Anyway, sorry. So how is everybody? Right, today, right? We're doing like it's a you day today, so it's a stream for you guys. So you communicate, talk to me, talk to each other. Keep it clean. Keep it. I don't want any religion. Right? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Spawntrooper. The only shite I talk about you is the gold. Oh, you fucker. Eric, behave yourself. You're a man of God. You shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't have words of like fucking when you're out shagging. You know what I mean? So anyway. Spawntrooper, you damned if you do and you're damned if you don't with the morons. Yeah, listen, Jen. Yeah. But the thing is, they're damned anyway, either way, because I'm saying it as it is. Because I think like the problem is when you stand up to people like that, right? They will try anything to discredit or, and I mean, look at the crampons, for example, right? All this time they're giving it, before they actually got called out on this PR shit, the website, before that website popped up, right? They're giving it fucking large lips. They're flapping their gums like fucking, and the moment they got called on it, they done a 180. And they were like, no, we're not the PR team. We just help them. We speak for them. No, you are the PR team. As simple as that. And they were like, really? Oh, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, the whole time they're grifting, the fact that no one else, and it only after I kept on repeating it. So there are people who watch me, and the information disseminates around, and then the people who should be talking about it then do mention it, but not mention in the words I say. Like the thing is, for a fact, about transparency, I was saying transparency from fucking day one, and no one actually fucking mentioned anything. But a lot of people would copy what I would say. They would take what I say and copy it and use their own wording. But what question: if you haven't had sex, Mitch, really? Do you have to ask that? No, Mitch, delete that question, please. I don't want that type of no. And no, you're not a virgin. There you go. There's the answer. Anyway, so what was I saying? What was I saying, darling? Oh, so you weren't paying attention as per normal. I'm joking. Don't make me fight you. Yeah, you'll lose. Send help. Now, like I got asked the other day, right? And I'm going to make absolutely clear, okay? I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again just to keep people up to speed. Right? There's reasons why I don't have chat after my stream, because at the end of the day, why should I? If you got, this is a conversation. We're literally having a conversation. And I said, Ozzy Jen sends hugs. What I can't understand is why other people try to interfere in what other people do on their platforms, and not just their platforms, but everything else. It's hypocrisy, and at the same time, it's confusing because, like, at the end of the day, when you got people sitting on their platforms lying through their fucking teeth, and then when you confront them, they continue to lie through their teeth, and you're like, "Oh, well, hang on a minute. To what point do you have to prove?" Sorry, everybody says you wouldn't sit there. To what point do you have to prove? Because this thing is now coming up to what, nearly a year now with the crampons and other individuals who've been sitting on that little fucking bandwagon, and you come to a point where you're like going, well, why should I waste my time? Why should I waste my time on them? And then it's come to a point where, do you know what? I'd rather fucking sit here and point out their failures and let people actually hear that. And I will continue to say that until people actually go, do you know what? Actual fact, you have got a point there. And I don't mind the jokes with the shagging sheep, but there's banter, and then there's taking the piss, and then there's like stepping over the line. So guys, just start thinking about where you want to take these jokes, these sheep shagging jokes. So I get it, but you're in my stream, and we're not here talking about fucking sheep shagging. Yeah, we're talking about general stuff. I get we want to have fun, but let's just keep it down a little bit. Let's keep it towards topic, if you don't mind. Do upon them as you want to be done upon you. I'm not being funny, but I'm trying to stay on topic, and like, I don't mind having a joke, but you can take a joke too far. You see, I don't care anymore what people say or think. You have to understand that. I have taken the gloves off now. Now I'm going to do what I need to do to prove a point. Right? Because this is my platform. This is me. I am representing myself. And the thing is, with this whole case and everything else, people have taken liberties. And the people who've taken liberties are going to find out very, very fucking quick that their actions have consequences. And you have to understand, and this is across the board. This is on both sides of the coin. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. There are people who don't understand where the line is. And by the way, Big Dirt, don't worry about it. I was just demonstrating a point. Because not one person turned around and went, oh, fucking hell, okay, calm down, oh, bloody hell. Right? I was just, so don't worry, right? I'm not angry at you. I'm just making a point. Yeah? Because the thing is, at the end of the day, when you stand your ground, I can tell you right now that within the next hour, there are going to be posts or comments about me raising my voice and saying, oh, fucking call a sheep shagger, or oh, fucking hell, blah, blah. No. That was a demonstration. Just like when I deliberately said that my voice and my likeness and everything else, people used it. They fell for the shit. That's how stupid these individuals are. These people who go around thinking that they're so fucking clever turn out to be the dumbest people I've ever come across. But some stuff that comes out of their mouth is in fact interesting. Because, like, take the crampons, for example. They actually made a bloody good point. And do you know what that point is? That people who are legally brain dead can operate YouTube channels. because they have. I mean, like anything that comes out of their mouth, right, makes no sense. The fact that they make stories up every time they go live, right? But they can't stay on one topic. Okay. Well, Spawntrooper, you don't stay on one topic. Actual fact, I do. So oh yeah, what's that? I sit here when I go live. I will sit here and I will cover what I believe and what I think and what I see, my opinion. Yeah. Oh, I'm not yelling at you, Big Dirt. And yeah, you do deserve it most of the time. Actually, fact, some of you deserve it daily, 24/7. But I don't think anyone's got the time or the patience or the care to do it. But I'm joking. No, but anyway, and the thing is, it's like I haven't changed anything. I am still doing exactly what I did 9 months ago. How the only difference is I am not digging into all this legal shit as much as I did before. And the thing is, I don't have to sit on a platform, and I don't have people coming on my platform, right? Unless it's prearranged, like with Squid or Rattus or My Pretty, you know. And if it's prearranged, then we discuss certain topics, just like when, for example, with Squid Poker and myself, when she's setting up or she plans to do a live stream in regards of the air incidents, then you know. We set that up. We do a pre-stream conflab, and we sit down and we talk about the topics that we're going to discuss and how far we're going to go into that topic, and and different things. And as you've seen, every time we do a stream, okay, I will interject with my insight. However, because this is over in the States, I can only get a certain amount of information. And believe it or not, I have tried to get some information on some of the incidents that we've been covering, and it says, "Oh, this website is not allowed. You're not allowed to view this website, because it's restricted." I don't know. It's like, oh my god, there's a Welshman, you know. But some of the information, and other people, if people have people on their streams, then fine, right? If the dynamic works and it works, good. But if the content is random and it's erratic, now with me, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. You're getting it as it is, or you're getting gaming, or both. Now I know. Actually, I was reminded today that it's Mental Health Month, and there's been a lot of mention about mental health. And I'm going to go back to the original live stream I did on mental health and different types of disorders and stuff. And here's oh, hello, Shaggy. It wasn't me in the booth. That wasn't me. It's very easy for people these days to label other people. Very easy, and I think ever since the pandemic has changed people in such a dynamic. But because the minute you actually step up and say, "Hey, wait, you can't say that. Oh, I can say anything I like. You hurt my feelings. I need my safe space now." Whoa, wait, what? And and the moment, and there's also this mentality, this crazy suing and accusations thing going on as well now, where like, you haven't served me because you don't know my name. Well, obviously someone doesn't know their name, because like you can only have your surname, your maiden name, or your married name. The minute Shaggy came, Shaggy, I don't know who you are, but the minute your name came in here, the first thing I thought was it wasn't me. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that came to mind. I don't even know why. It wasn't me. Got me red-handed with the girl next door, laying in the kitchen on my kitchen floor. No, I'm sorry. Right. Anyway, But I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, the fact that, oh, we're going to sue you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, oh, defame, oh, slander, oh, stalking, oh, fucking this, that. Some people don't realize what they're actually doing, and even it's subconsciously, or it's always about controlling the situation. But sometimes controlling the situation, you actually make it worse than you make it better. Um, Here in the UK, I mean, I don't know, here in the UK, I haven't heard major rumors where, everyone is suing each other, like suing someone is like getting up and having a coffee. Talking about coffee. Anyway, but it's like in the 80s and 90s, right? I think it was in the 90s when it started becoming it's like a hobby over there. And unless someone can actually sit here and explain to me why over in America suing someone is now like a pastime fucking hobby. People actually, I did some research on this actually, funny enough, and it says that there are people, organized groups of people. There's no word of a lie. You can do the research yourself. Organized groups who go out and deliberately get themselves hurt, or they go and work on building sites, and then they get them hurt, and they play the victim, then they go home and they go to the doctors and they get like, yeah, don't worry, it's just sprained and everything else. And then they want a big payout. And if the company goes, no, got workers' comp, you only get this and this and this, that, then they go, right, well, I'm going to sue you then. The moment you sue someone, right, everyone goes, and if you've got the money in your back pocket, or you've got the money and the time, you can't sue. Yes, yeah, stop. Someone tried that. Actually, someone tried that with me many years ago. And the way my beautiful queen is sitting and listening, I'm going to tell you a little story. And it was just before Christmas. A young man was driving his vehicle. All right, he dropped a can, and things happened. I was then called. I then arrived, and I approached the situation, and basically damage was done to both vehicles. And I went, how did it happen? And the young man turned around and he said, oh, I dropped the can and it got behind the brake pedal. So basically, and because obviously it wasn't fast, he was just starting off, the damage wasn't bad, but it was like nearly a 500 to, I'd say about let's round it up to £1,000. And I looked at the damage, and I looked at the vehicle, and I went, well, I can fix that myself. Right. So what I said, right, okay. So I said, right, I want to see your driving license. He went, oh, I don't have it on me. I said, well, I want to see something with your name on it. I don't know. So, well, and I just walked over to his car, took the car keys. I went, right, I am here. I am now taking the car keys. You're not leaving here until I see some proof of ID that you are legally allowed to drive the vehicle. Oh, well, and I said, well, we can do it two ways. You deal with me right now, or we call the police. I need to give you a hug in a minute. Actually, I'll fucking do it now. 1 second. I'm coming. People leave me alone. No, people want to have to move you. Yes, please. So easy. So hey. I'm going to walk around with the shoes now. Thank you, my queen. So yeah. So in the end, I said to her, you've got two choices. You get someone here with your driving license or your passport, right, and insurance. And his mum and dad turned up. And it turned out, okay, that he has got a driving license. He was insured and everything. However, a few weeks prior to this incident, he had an accident and totaled his car. he was one of these young boy racers, and basically, obviously, it went through his insurance. And his dad pulled me to one side and told me about this. Right, so I went right, and I went, "You come here," and he went, "Well," I said, and I told him what happened. I said, "This is what we're going to do." I took a picture of his passport, a picture of his ID, and I took his number, and I took his dad's number, and I went, "I'm going to." Right, and this is a few weeks before Christmas, and I said, I'm going to go and find out how much all this is going to cost, what the damage is, and everything else, right? And then I'm going to see if I can buy it aftermarket or go to the garage and buy it. And what I'm going to do, I am going to get a invoice, or I'm going to get a couple of invoices from a couple of different places, and then I'm going to send them to you, and then I'll show you them, and then we're going to deal with it that way. No insurance, I will fix it, and obviously we'll also fix your vehicle as well. And they went, really? I went, yeah, because it's a few weeks before Christmas, and I'm not going to do this to you. So we'll deal with it in January. We went, oh, all right then. Thing was, though, I was back on duty on I think it was the 7th of January. So I phoned them up a couple of days after Christmas. I think it was like 26, 27, 28. And I phoned them up and said, look, I'm going to be back on duty in January, early January. We need to sort this out now or first couple of days. And they went, right, okay. And I went, right, I've already got 2 invoices. And Dad went, yep, let's sort this out now. And basically it came to around just nearly $1,000. And it was the bumper lights and stuff like that. And we actually fixed, I found a bonnet and a grill for his vehicle, because obviously that was damaged. And what we did his vehicle first. We fixed that. And then all you had to do is then just basically, respray the bonnet. And then I fixed our car, and basically everything's fine. And his old man gave me the money gave him the money for the parts. I then gave him the receipt, because at the end of the day, it's only fair that he gets a receipt, because, and he went, no. I said, no, I've got a copy. Take the receipt. All right, no problem. And then a couple of days later, the dad phones me and he says, look, thanks so much that you did that. And I went, yeah, no problem. And then the son, the same thing. He phoned me up, and, not didn't think about it. Went on duty, sitting in camp one day and get a phone call. And it was like, yeah, what? He said, there's an envelope with your name on it. I went, oh, all right then. Okay, well, I'll pick it up when I get back. And he went, all right then. So I come home, and I pick up this envelope, and I open it up, and there was a big thank you letter from the mum, the dad, the lad, and everything else. And there was another £1,000 in it. So what I did, I took that £1,000 and then paid it forward. And then just basically, help. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, baby.
How long are you going to be?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's nice. You shouldn't do that when I'm live, because I turn into. Wait, what? How long do I want to be, or how long?
Are you going to be, sir?
How long am I going to be?
Before you finish.
Probably about 2 to 3 years.
Why? So I eat the pizza by myself.
No, you will not eat the pizza by yourself.
So how about?
Because your bum is perfect, and we're going to keep it that way. And eating all that pizza on your own we'll have diplomatic and international issues going on.
Just hurry up.
Okay. Fucking send help. Anyway, so so basically, I'm a man in this house. I'm the man in this house. Love you. Send help. So I basically paid it forward. There was a young lad in camp that had issues with a bill that he had to pay for his car. I think it was insurance or something. And I think he was like £180. And I went to him. I went, what's up? He went, I'm not going to go into depth, but he went, yeah, I just, I don't have enough money. I said, well, I'm going into town. I'm going down to McDonald's to have some food. Do you want to tag along? And he went, yeah. So what bank do you bank with? And he went, oh yeah, I bank with. So I went, okay, then no problem. Come with me. I went, what? So I just gave him £180. So pay that into your bank and then pay your bill. And then I walked out, went into McDonald's and had a Big Mac, and so yeah, I paid that money forward. Well, that in them days, that's where. But today, yeah. Oh, you touched me. What do you mean I don't touch you? No, but when your finger went past me at about 6 foot, I felt a slight breeze, so I'm suing you. Okay. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things coming up in the near future. When? Don't know. When I decide to. And there's going to be a couple of eye openers for sure. That I can assure you of. But I would like to welcome Ammo. Shaggy. I don't know who you are. Welcome to the stream. Absolutely awesome icon. I like that icon. I like it a lot. Oh, hi. I like it a lot. Yeah. So, yeah. I've got a funny feeling who that is. But anyway, there was definitely a disturbance in the force on that one. There was definitely, yeah. That's, well, yes, Roy. Shut up. Just don't have to remind me all the time. Yeah, you all back here. You see we've got a very good relationship, and hopefully it rubs off on people. I hope that the relationship that me and my queen have, it rubs off on people. You know, I hope people will come in and say that. You know what? You're such a good, your relationship is such a good inspiration. I'd be really happy about that. You know, you're welcome. Yeah, sorry. Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So I do apologize. Well, I'm not going to apologize. No, fuck that. I'm not apologizing. Yeah, I, I think. No, I didn't go. Did I? No, I didn't go. You know, sometimes I don't need to go live. Sometimes I just need to have fun, and I had real things to do, not this malarkey. So how is everyone today? Bloody hell, Marlin! You come in, you say hello to my queen, and then you sort of leave again. What's going on here? Are you two? No, anyway. No, Marlin, just joking. You take care. It was really good to see you. Hopefully next time you can stay longer than 20 minutes. I hope you're good and you look after yourself and be good, yeah? But yeah, I am really enjoying Facebook at the moment because people are making so many mistakes and they're talking so much shit. You just have to have fun. You just have to have fun. And I'm glad you're the man of the house. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I can tell you one thing now. Anyone breaks into this house, oh, God. And just for the record, the second line of defense that would be me, because if anyone would break into this house, and I would watch. Actually, I think I'd probably film it because it would be funny to see my beautiful wife, richly sort of turn a human being into a puppet. So, excuse me, breaking into my house. Let me shove my hand up your ass and turn you into a puppet. But no, I'm only joking. I don't believe in violence. Restrain using legal required amount of restraint. So basically, using using minimal force and reasonable force to restrain the individual, and then contacting the authorities. And when the authorities appear, they go, "Oh," you can then go, "I would like to hand this individual who I have restrained under my rights of citizens arrest." And but why is his legs wrapped around his shoulders? I don't know. He came like that. Amazon dropped him off, and that's the way he arrived. So, yeah. So, the first line of defense is the wife. The second line of defense is me. And if you survived after that, then you have to deal with the cat. Good luck on that one. And if you survived that one, then you got the dogs. And I only feed them once a day. Did I ever mention that I've got woof woof? No, I don't. No. Ha ha. Huh, 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 huh. Oh God, what's that? Yep. Yep. So here's the thing, right? I need your guys' input. I want you to give me advice about the future, what I should do with videos and stuff like that. Because I've got so much content, and and I just want you. I think it's only fair to ask the community to be part of that. So you are part of it. So get your thumbs out your asses and start coming up with suggestions, because why not? Yeah, we're not just a community. I think like shout, Snowflowers here, who's an angel. There are people here who've been here the whole time. From day one. Luckily we got, and slowly but surely people will start popping in and chilling out and coming in and actually realizing that it is a very relaxing community here. But YouTube obviously doesn't notify people, so that's another thing. But the important thing is that number 5 is alive. Oh God, short circuit. I remember that one. No, not you need to get your head out of that you need to get a hobby. You need to knit. You need to start knitting, not sure. Or you need to go out and I don't know, chop down trees or something. You need to release that energy. That's it. Because I tell you one thing, I can just imagine, hey, no sure, hi, what the fuck, you know. I I would like the British Isles history stream at least once a week. There is so much history that is known about castle stories, etc. Well, yeah, I mean, shit, I could definitely do that. I mean, I could even get other people involved. Can you imagine Squid and My Pretty on here, and Richie sitting there like two hamsters in the headlights of a freaking Morris Minor? And by the way, the Morris Minor's got a wheel in the middle. It's only got 3 wheels. It's a three-wheeler. Uh, they would go, what are we talking about? Don't worry about it. I mean, the Americans actually bought London Bridge. Everyone's going, no, they didn't. They bought Tower Bridge. No, they bought a London Bridge. And what they did, they marked each brick. Here's a historical thing. In 2000, I think it was 2002 or 2003, Saddam Hussein decided to brick by brick remove the RAF memorial out of Basra, right, where it was, and put it outside Basra so it wouldn't be damaged or destroyed by Allied bombings. Do you know that? But a lot of people didn't know that. And it is just outside Basra. Yalla, Habibi. Tahal. Yalla. Sorry, bad habit. Star, but I was accused of talking out my butt. I took it literally. Yeah, well, stop it. When did I say that? You're talking out your eye. Did I say that? Did I? Yeah, I probably did. I usually say that. Are you turning into a hobbit? Not sure. Do I have to? Do I have to now? Like, do you know? Do you know what? Hey, let's do name change day. Right. Today, I think we should do a name change day. So, I don't know if you can do that, but we change the names and then like we'll put choices of name day. All right, and I think we should do that every week. We do a name change and a name change, because I think is it 90 days or 90 hours or something. You can change it. You can only no. What? So Shaggy, tell us about yourself being new. just be aware. There are quite a lot of ladies in here, and just be aware they do come with parental warnings and public health warnings as well. They are dangerous. Just so you know. Is everyone enjoying? Good. Yeah. Clip. Oh, I'm surprised that some people haven't turned up because usually they come in and harass me. Someone just said to me, said I had to play a game. Why? And I went, I demand attention. I am a man. Yeah. Hi, Annie. How you doing? Classic carts. Oh, yeah. Well, we could do that as well. We could do right. Okay. So you want to do historical stuff? You want to do cars? We can do. I know, right? Mitch, Poland cars and English American classic cars. Not necessarily. The thing is, the reason that your cars. All right. Here's the thing with you. Right, you drive the European version, right? And here's why: because your country's so big, and because obviously you driving around corners is quite scary for you guys over there, right? You do yours in blocks, yeah, right, and that's why your roads are straight and you got blocks. When they start implementing roundabouts in America, right? There you go. Hi, Nimrod. How you doing? When they started putting roundabouts in America, it was like Krypton factor. You guys fucking panicked. And basically, they richly had to teach people how to approach a roundabout and who had right of way and not. Now, over here in the UK, anywhere in the UK, even in Europe now, where they got roundabouts, when people see vehicles from the United Kingdom in Europe, right, what they do, they back off and then they actually watch how we actually circumvent the roundabout. We just fucking fly through it. It's nothing. At the end of the day, you look right. You give way to the right, and if there's a space, even if it's just a couple of inches, you fucking yeet it in there, and then you just go around and just make sure that you're in the you don't cross lanes and shit like that, and you indicate just after, like when you go past an exit, indicate and then go to the next exit when you're coming off. So I just can't understand why you guys and your cars are built. Your cars are built for, how can I put it, more of luxury, long distance comfort. Spawn message. Yeah, seen. Yeah. One second. My response to that, what I just received. There you go. It's a simple response. And the thing is, the car. Oh, don't forget. All right. Over here, right, the left-hand drives is because of carts, horse and carts, and towing of barges as well. There's a lot of history in regards to why we drive on the left, and it's also slightly safer as well. But yeah, we can do that. We can do that, and I find it quite funny. Actual fact, the first time I was abroad, and the first time I came back to the UK. I say I was probably back in the UK for 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, and all I saw was blue light by me, and I was like, okay. So I pulled over, and then the copper came over to me and he went, I don't want to be funny or anything. I went, okay. He said, have you been drinking? I went, no. And he went, have you just come back from I went, yeah. And he went, yeah, I don't want to. I mean, obviously you can turn around as, it's quite, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. Is you're going the wrong way, mate. And I went, what? And he went, yeah. And I was like, oh shit. Because when you come off when you came off the ferry in Dover, okay, when you come out and you turn to go onto the A road and that, it's a dual carriageway, so there's a barrier in the middle. And that barrier doesn't disappear for a while until you actually get further out. So I would have been going up the wrong side of the road. Yeah, that would have and I'm glad that got stopped because he literally had to come up the wrong way as well. So luckily it was only about 300-400 meters. So I turned around and then everything, and then then I went a different way. Then I went the A20, I think it was. Yeah, but it was good fun though. We sat there for 10 minutes and like had a giggle about it. And then as soon as I got back in the car, I was back to normal again. It was, and then basically when I went back to Europe, as soon as I got off the ferry, yeah. As soon as you get off the ferry, there's a petrol station, and I decided to stop there and then carried on, and that's it. It is so funny when you drive in different countries. I mean, there's a lot of countries, believe it or not. There's a lot of countries like the African continent. You can go into one country, right? You'll be on the left-hand side, and then you drive on the left, and then you go right over the border to another country, and next thing you know, you're driving on the right. It's really strange. It's surreal. It is. It's funny. So but we'll definitely do that. That actually, let me write that down. So we're talking about history. What else you wanted to talk about? What was it again? History and what else? Something about cars, wasn't it? History, English. Right, the British Isle history stream castle series. Oh, I can do more than castles. I can, I can definitely do that. I'd definitely do that. That's definitely not a problem. But that'll, we'll have to look into that. But to be perfectly honest with you, it would have to be on a weekend because I think that streams like that deserve to be on a weekend. Because during the week, I just like to. Yes. It'll be at SPSWN documentary today covering why did it say SHATIT on sacks of manure? Well, there's a reason for that. Why? What do the letters FUCK mean? Fornication under the consent of the king. What does SHIT mean? Store high in transit. Go and check it. Yes. Some people say, "Oh no, that's just made up." So other people say, "No, that meant something different." It's got different various meanings. The FUCK part, and here's the thing as well. It depending how you use it in a sentence, depends if you can get in trouble under Section 5 of the Public Order Act of PACE, or. Excuse me, do you mind not swearing? No, I don't mind at all. Because I'm not swearing at the moment. Oh, yes, you are. You just swore. No, I use an abbreviation in the sentence. You just, oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, that could, see what I mean? It's different meanings. There are different meanings, but it does originate from, because what you have to remember in them days, okay, right, because obviously the church was in charge, technically, right, for any dignitaries or any lords or ladies or, how can I put it, upper class families, for them to produce offspring, right? It's just like the kings, they had to get the blessing of the church. So they would have to ask permission to reappropriate, to have children. So they would go, and then they would go to their church, or they go to the local bishop, and then the bishop would then go to, and that's how they controlled the. I mean, when it came to peasants and normal daily people, they didn't care. They could breed like freaking rats if they wanted to, because they knew that, and they had the manpower if they needed it, for wars and stuff like that. But when it came to dignitaries and posh families and families with influence, they kept a control on that, and that's why you had to get permission to, Roger your lady friend, to have children. It's just like if you go to certain parts of the UK, you can't hunt in certain parts of the UK because it still belongs to the crown. If you go in any park and it's got a crown in it, don't fuck around. Pick up these dumped, abandoned pit bull puppies. People think if they've been right, Eric. If those puppies have been abandoned, all right. I think I don't know what the law is over there, but there's a certain time period. If someone doesn't come back to get them, then they're legally yours, and you can then. I mean, if you don't have the time or the play or the ability to look after them, what I would do, I would contact the RSPCA, which is the child, what they call it over there, PITA or animal rescue, and then have them picked up. Hi, Texas, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And then basically have them picked up, because pit bulls. This is what pisses me off. Dogs are not the problem; it's the owners. Right? It's how you train a dog, how you treat a dog. Right? Dogs are natural fucking predators anyway, but they're also very loyal. So you should treat them that way as well. Be loyal to your pets. I don't know what it is, but I just pictured Eric on his scooter doing 8 miles an hour with a dozen freaking pit bulls running behind him. And then next day in the newspaper, man on scooter chased by dangerous animals. Did he get away? Who knows? Wait for the next series of Eric's adventures with his scooter. So. Oh, absolutely. I think there should be a law. If you are cruel to an animal, right, you should spend 3 minutes in a cage with an MMA fighter. If you use dogs to, or animals in anything, I mean, it's like, can anyone remember that gorilla Coco? Is it Coco? Was that gorilla named Coco, darling? Yeah. I think Robin Williams met him. Coco met her or him. Well, of course, they're puppies. I mean, pit bulls are very. Pit bull pups. Yeah, you literally have to throw food at them or just walk them and play with them, and they get tired very quickly. But make sure they stay awake all day, because if they don't, they'll be awake all night. And they like body heat. The pit bull dogs, they definitely like body heat. Yeah, the one that did. Yeah, exactly, the one that did sign language. Yeah. Yeah, Ken. Same here in the UK. They're classed as dangerous animals. It's just that, like, the extra large bully. I can't understand. This is because snowflakes went, oh, look, that dog's scary. Oh, we shouldn't have that. Because you had, like, you got Staffordshire Terrier, and then you got Pit Bull. Yeah, because many years ago I had a staffy. Yeah, I had to leave him. But he went to a good home. Bless him. Once I was a small boy. Oh, and by the way, I did a little bit of research on YouTube in regards of, if it's, if it goes against the terms and guidelines of YouTube about showing people special effects wounds and stuff like that. There's a couple of obviously there's a couple of things I need to implement, but if I do anything like that, where in the future, obviously I need to plan everything and do everything. But if I do anything like that in the future, I can tell you one thing right now: I will be setting the stream to 18 plus. Right. So, and there will be a warning at the beginning. There'll be a trigger warning as well, and that will be permanently on screen. Because the thing is, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, I could technically show you one of the one. Actually, no, I won't. Not yet. No, not on this stream. I'll do it on another stream. Basically, someone asked me to do some wounds for a training program, and I was like, yeah, sure. And they wanted electrical burn, and they also wanted a cut. Basically, a lot of people have a bad habit of cutting towards them with Stanley knives and with carpet knives and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, okay then. So what I did, I made a wound, got a volunteer, I applied the wound to the person's arm, and then basically got a little pump, hid the tube, and then basically got the pump bag, put it under his armpit, and I said, right. And basically, two people threw up, one nearly fainted. She just went pale as a ghost. So we had to again go, index. No, it's not real. It's not real. Bloody looks real. Well, that's, and that's one of the levels of training that you do. The scenarios, the practical tests or the practical training. I prefer them to be as realistic as possible. Because if people do, panic or they do, black out or they throw up or anything like that, it's going to happen. Hello, EMS. Hi, sweetness. And it's going to happen. But one thing I can tell you now: if you do first aid or you do advanced first aid or any type of, maybe fire safety or first aid or anything else, you'll be very surprised how confident you are and how automated it is. Right, because when if someone said, "Oh, they're not breathing," and you check the pot, and then you check the pulse, you're checking the breathing, you're checking out how many pulse beat, how many beats per. It's like I used to turn around in a lesson. I would turn around to people and say, "Right, how many beats? How long do you count to calculate how many beats a minute?" And the answer would be in the question. Well, okay, so if you count for a minute. Well, no, not really. You can't sit there for a minute, can you? Well, yeah. So what do you do? Well, okay. So if you're checking the pulse or you're checking the pulse and that, what you do, you count how many hit beats. You look at your watch and you just watch the second go from maybe 5 or 10 or 15, wherever it is, and you just count how many beats for 10 seconds and multiply that by 6. All right. And if say for example, if you check your pulse now and you count for 10 seconds, right? I'm going to do that. Right, hang on a minute. I'm going to do that now. Wait, where are they? Okay, 10 seconds. Right, wait. 1 second, please. I need to get my right. So seriously, do this now. All right, get your timer out, get your clock out, or get your right, and then basically, here's the way to find out a sort of like a baseline, right? Spend about 2 or 3 minutes just sitting there with your eyes closed, relaxed, and totally relaxed, and then do deep breaths and exhale deep breaths and exhale until you start relaxing. All right. And then basically what you then do is take your index fingers, don't use your thumb, take your index finger, right, and your middle finger and put it either on your throat or on your radial. Yeah. And then just count. Right. So I have now found my heartbeat, and because obviously I've been drinking coffee. So here we go. Right, so I got okay. So I got wow. Hey, darling, my pulse is really good. Yes, it's really good. I mean, I have drank coffee. It's at 90, so that's good. So mine basically was 90. Yeah. No, that's wrong calculated. No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. That is wrong. What the fuck? I'm an idiot. I put it in fucking. Yeah, I was wrong. It's a little bit higher. But then again, I am drinking coffee, and basically for my and then what you do, you write that down, and some right. Here's another thing you can do. Hang on. There are certain tools, certain things you get if you are worried about your health or you know or anything else. Right, there's a couple of things you can get to. I'm going into self help here now. Right, there's a couple of things you can get. Right. One of them, you can get them on Amazon. They're fairly cheap. They're very easy to use, right? And they're used by EMTs, and they're also used by in hospitals and stuff like that. And it's called a fingertip pulse or oximeter. And what it does, it tracks your how much oxygen you got in your blood system and oxidation you got, and also it checks your pulse. Now I'm going to put this one on. I'm going to turn it on. The thing is, though, be reminded when you put that on your finger, you're supposed to sit still and you're supposed to just relax, right? Because any type of movement with this, the fingertip pulse oximeter, any type of movement, it will affect the outcome, all right? Okay, so basically, the pulse check I just did, I had 96. All right, that's my pulse, and basically looking at it now, right? It's gone down. I'm at the moment. My pulse is, which is really really fucking good. My pulse is around 88, 89. That's gone back up because I'm getting excited because I'm so fucking fit. My oxygen saturation is at 95. So obviously I'm a little bit low on the oxygen, but which is normal because obviously I smoke. So right. So that's one thing you can get, right? And you can carry that in your car. You can carry that anywhere you like. And if you, for example, if you are an individual who has anxiety issues or things like that, and you just want to check, you just want to check on yourself, and you feel uncomfortable, go and find yourself a safe spot or a spot out of public traffic, and just sit down, relax, and put this on. Someone comes over and goes, "Hey, what? You okay?" So yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm good. All right. And basically, and then leave it relax, leave it on for about 5 minutes because you need to find a baseline. And the only way you're going to be able to find a baseline is if you are relaxed, if you are in a situation where you're not moving around, your breathing is normal and it's at a normal rate, and you are just relaxed. And then you will get a baseline, right? And then if it's high, and what you then do, you then go online and you will find medical charts of, age, weight, height, beats per minute, oxygen saturation, everything else. And then just look at that, and that'll give you an average of, this is obviously it's an average, but at the end of the day, if you're not feeling comfortable, you're not feeling well, then you just go home. Yeah. You too, Nashua. You take care, sweetheart. All right, you take care. All right. And thanks for being here. Right. And also there's other devices out there where there's things you can get on Amazon. I can't remember it. What's the hang on a minute. Let me go and see what it's called, because I've got everything in a grab bag. So. Okay, basically it's called an upper arm blood pressure monitor. Right, it's from Lotte. It's doesn't cost that much, and it keeps a history. And it is basically quite a good one. And that's also a good thing. But this is not to, like, oh my god, I'm panicking, and then put it on and then see. But don't forget, like, the older you are, sometimes your heart will be quicker or slower. If you're unfit, everything comes into consideration. So, but I do carry this stuff. If I'm going on a long trip, I will carry a grab bag for general stuff, like, if it's cold or raining or stuff like that. But I will have a full-blown medical gear, making sure that I've got everything, because in case there's been an accident or I'm involved in an accident or stuff like that, I will have things around the vehicle to make sure. And if there is an accident and it's taken a while for the ambulance to get there, then I've got everything there, like a neck brace. The neck brace comes with instructions, very easy to use. And this is why I would say, if you want to feel a little bit safer, and you want to feel a bit more confident, and you want to be able to help and not just stand there with your phone out taking recording, go and do first aid courses. Go and do, go down to a fire station or go to a police station and say, hey, look, can you take me through what you would do in a car accident? What's the best thing to do? What's the best thing not to do when there's a passenger in a vehicle? What not to do, what to do. Like many years ago, when I first came across first aid, basically, you were shown how to twist people in a car, how to then come underneath their arms, use their arms, right, as levers, and then drag them out of the car. And then obviously things changed in first aid, about, C-spine injuries, lower lumbar injuries. And basically they would say, right, okay, if it's safe, if people are there, they can disconnect the battery or turn the car off and everything else. How to get into the vehicle, how to support a person, how to keep their head still, how to keep them static, and immobilized until the ambulance gets there. And other things as well. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can learn by doing first aid courses, maybe like first responders, on scene. For motorbike riders, you've got your motorbike first aid, bike safe, bike wise or bike safe. You can do advanced first aid. You can do infant first aid. You can do all these different type of first aid courses where you can actually be effective. And funny enough, sometimes on these first aid courses, you can also, for people who are not very gifted or don't understand how to deal with mechanical stuff like breakdowns and changing tires, and you've run out of your brakes a bit, whatever. Um, it's having that knowledge is always a good thing. And also what you have to also remember is this. Now, there are a lot of people out there who say, I know I can do that. Oh yeah, I run over and I rip the door for hinges and I fucking cut the seatbelt off. No. What you have to do, what you have to remember is if there is an impact, okay, here's a word of advice. If you come across an accident and the person has a seatbelt on, right, and they're in the vehicle, you need to remember that seatbelt has tightened up. Some seatbelts actually they actually retract. So basically they drag them in. All right. So that means that person, the seat and everything else has moved forward. So therefore, right, there's a possibility that the seatbelt has caused internal injury. There's probably some pressure injuries or somewhere. Right. Unless you know for 100% the fact that if you don't remove that seatbelt, they're going to suffocate or they've got breathing issues because of the seatbelt. All right. If you're on the phone to 911 or to the emergency service and you say, look, the patient here, is not breathing right. They're saying that, there's, can I cut the seatbelt? And if they go, yes, right, make sure you hold the seatbelt when you cut it, and cut it at as far at the top as possible or at the bottom. Or if you can, right, take the strain of the seatbelt and then release it from the actual seatbelt restraint button. Yeah, and then move it. But don't touch or move anything else, right? If someone is supporting the head, don't move that person. If need be, just keep them talking. Just tell them to sit still. Don't move your head. Don't worry about it. And then put yourself in the view, in their view, right? If you literally have to bend into the car so they can see you, okay, then do that, right? It's the same. It's basically the same thing, okay. Right, what you do is someone's unconscious, you approach from the feet. You don't approach from the head, because the minute, if you speak to them when you approach them from behind or you're walking towards the head, they will then naturally look up or move their head to look at you. Now, if they're looking at your feet, right, if you lay down, for example, right now, if you got someone with you, lay down, right, and have them approach you from the head and then have them approach you from the feet. And you will notice that without even moving your head, you will be able to see the person approaching you from the feet. From the back, no. All right. When it comes to anything, it doesn't matter if someone is on the ground unconscious or they're on the ground and they're going, okay, approach them from the feet, tell them not to move, tell them not to panic, tell them not to worry. You're there to help. Walk over and then say, look, don't move. Just ask them what's happened. And then put yourself behind them and then look, basically, okay, you'll be upside down. But the thing is, you need to stabilize the head and the neck and just tell them to not move. If you're on your own, shout for help. All right. Don't shout once. Don't shout 20 times. Shout 3 times as loud as you can. Because the first time someone will go, what was that? The second time, is that someone shouting help? And the third thing they go, yep, that's someone that needs help. Right. Right, so there's like a 3 stage. Like when we were deployed, right, we had a 5 stage, basically, warning system, right? Yeah, and the last 2 were basically, you didn't want to be on the receiving end, so but smile and wait for the flash. But that's beside the point, right? But just remember that. And anyone in this stream who's got medical training, right, can. And if you think I'm full of shit, you can say it right now. Now, here's another thing. You need to be calm, right? But this is why when you do first aid training or advanced first aid training in any sense, now may it be for general first aid or for specifically motorbikes, with the motorbike first aid, there are a couple of things you need to remember, right? If you see a motorbike rider has been in an accident and they stand up, that's adrenaline. Get them back down. Get them on the ground, right? Get them to sit back down. And if need be, get them to lay down or lay down. And if they're hurting, get them to lay in the position they feel comfortable, right? Because trust me, adrenaline, pain, right? Do not, under any fucking circumstances, do not take the helmet off unless you are qualified or you're trained to do so in a safe manner and there's someone with you to help, right? Because you need to stabilize the head, right? So basically, tell you what, don't touch the helmet one bit. Open the visor, okay? And if you need to, unloosen or remove the strap, okay? Because what you're doing, you're releasing any pressure on the windpipe, so therefore, you're not restricting breathing, yeah. And just basically keep them talking. Don't let them move. The less the casualty moves, the less continuous injuries they're causing, or they're not worsening their condition, right? Remember the principles of first aid, right? Remove don't prevent being, to apply first aid. And the second thing is, right, to remove the casualty from any further danger and do not become a casualty yourself. Yeah. So to apply first aid and don't, and remove from any danger and don't become one casualty yourself. That's what you need to, that is one of the most important things. And there's the biggest freaking, the biggest fucking thing I hate. Don't fucking walk over just walk over and just start touching people. Put fucking gloves on. If need be, do you know what? Carry a pair of latex gloves, carry a pair of gloves or like 2 or 3 pairs in your wallet or in a little baggie and have it on you, right? And every couple of months, right, throw them, put them somewhere, right, and then get new ones, because what happens, they dry up and they get really crap and then they just fall apart, right? I can tell you right now, if you're going to deal with any type of incident, right, double up, yeah, right, double up. Put one set on, okay, and then put another set over that. Make sure the first set is on good, and then put a second set on. Yeah, many reasons. Okay, don't worry, you'll still be able to feel and touch, right? And then, if need be, do a full body check. And here's a couple of things that you need to look out for. If the person has soiled themselves or anything else, right, that means they've lost all muscle control. Right, so there's a lot of things you need to remember. Unless you're qualified, you're not looking for 4 more and blood on the floor, right? I'm not going to go take you through that, because that'll fucking brain fuck you. I mean, properly, right? And or how to look for cavity bleeding. AVPU, all right? Remember AVPU, which is I need to even write it down because fucking yeah, right? This is how I remember. AVPU. Okay, remember that. Right? A is for alert. That means, if you go, excuse, are you all right, mate? You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Alert. V is for voice. Yeah, so they're talking back to you. They're comprehending. Yeah, they're understanding what you're saying. You say, oh, do you know what day it is? Yeah, it's fucking Monday. No, it's not. It's Friday. Okay, right, or shit like that. Right. So their voice, they're talking to you. P is for pain. All right, where you hurting? Yeah. So you need, and here's another reason why you double up on gloves, because if you turn up and you put your gloves on and you do, your first aid trained, and you say, anyone got a pen? Yeah. You take a pen and then you write, oh, what's your name, mate? Oh, date, right, okay, then, yeah, all right, okay. What's your date of birth? What year were you born in? Oh, well, what month? Oh, right, okay, then. Right, because the month and the year are more important than the day. But the day you can find out whenever, right? The name, yeah, okay. And then what you need to do you have any medication, or do you take any medication? Right, and at the same time, what you're doing, right? You're looking for any bleeding or anything like that. And by the time, and then what you then do, Yeah, you just say, look, mate, right, don't move. Okay, I'm just going to do, I'm going to just take your pulse. And then you do like, right, pulse. It's like boom, boom, boom. And you're counting like 1, 2, 3. And you're watching, you watch one. Okay, 10 seconds times 6. Right. Okay, he's 124. And you write 124 down on your hand. And then basically, right. And then you just go, right, okay, mate, you just listen. And then you very calmly put your hand on the chest. And then you listen, and you watch his chest, even if they're conscious. Unconscious or conscious, doesn't fucking matter. Do the same thing, just listen. And you listen to how many breaths. And you do the same thing, right? How many breaths? But here's one thing you have to do. You do 10, or you count, you do half a minute. So 30 seconds or 10 seconds, multiply it by 6. And then you do the breaths, and you write that down. And then you just, comfort, keep them awake, keep them talking, blah, 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 until someone who's qualified comes over. Once they come over, they will then relieve you. They will say, right, okay, relieved. And then you will go behind them and you say, right, okay, name is so-and-so, so-and-so, date of birth, month is so, year is this. Medication takes Tylenol, da-da-da, for anxiety, da-da-da, all right? And pulse was da-da-da at this time, and breaths were this time. Done. And that's you, move away. Keep the glove on. Keep everything that you got on, because obviously the ambulance crew and the police, they're going to be obviously asking you questions. And at the same time, you can then give the information to the police as well. So that takes a little bit of pressure off the interference between the paramedics doing their job and the police doing their job. So if you've got that information on your hand, you can then give it to whoever, the paramedics, and at the same time, you can give it to the police. There you go. There's all the info there. Yeah. And that's it. And instead of becoming a hindrance and there you go. There was like a free sort of like out of the blue first aid shit. Right? And when you do advanced stuff, when you're talking about, MOIs, when you're talking about different types of things, method of injury, that's, I'm not going to go through that. Not like now, not like this. But you need to remember first aid. Get out there, do a first aid course. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing, Ken, in the military, right? You get taught a certain way. You also get taught. Yeah, alert and oriented. You also get taught how to apply. I mean, in one of the tests, right? The test subject, you'll have a volunteer on the ground, and you'll stand there, and you'll say, right, okay, you are now in a test environment. This is a pass and fail, all right, and this is the scenario, all right. You're on exercise, and a couple of guys are on the back of the vehicle getting in and out. Suddenly, you hear one of the guys scream and shout out in pain. You step out of the vehicle, and you notice that your buddy is laying on the floor, gripping his left leg. However, he has got a gash on his left lower leg. Carry on. That's it. And they then have to, what they need to do, they then need to go through the system of applying. In the old days, you used to, if I go on there at some point, I'll probably might check to see any updates, because they also updated about, cold injuries and heat injuries. They separated that and changed everything, so a lot of stuff changes quite a lot, and in a very short period of time. And basically this guy he applied the 2 bandages, and so he applied the first bandage, and he started doing his he started doing his checks and everything, trying to find out if there's any other injuries, and and then I said, blood's coming through the there's fluid coming through the first FFA, first field dressing, FFD. Fucking brain's gone just blah. My brain's all over the place now. I've gone into instructor mode. And basically I said, yes, there is fluid coming through the first FFD. And he was like, you see, I'm calling it FFD. They keep on, they changed it. They went, it's first field dressing, and then it was first field applicative. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. So he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I just looked. I went, "Oh, hi, Daniel," and I just went, Just I didn't say it because I can't help, and I need to see confidence. I need to see ability to understand, what to do, right? So he's standing there, and I'm like going, and I'm thinking, dude, there's blood coming out of the first bandage. So what does that mean? You haven't even taken out your fucking pamphlet, right? Because they have a pamphlet that it's like an idiot's guide, and he didn't even take that out. So I'm like, I'm already sort of fucking debating. And then he fucking knelt down. He raised the limb. He then applied a second bandage. I was like, okay, we got somewhere, and it's like that. And this is what happens when you test people. But I can tell you one thing right now. When it comes, right, when it comes to doing tests and learning about first aid and then doing it for real, I can tell you right now, you will not panic. You will actually control. Some people will say, look, no, I can't do this. But the thing is, when you know that you're actually in the process of basically saving someone's life, you just go into automation. It's muscle memory. And EMS, I'm not going to cover, not tonight. And the thing is, because I'm not going to talk about compound fractures. I'm not going to cover that. I'm not going to go into that bit. Because the thing is, you would have people sitting in this stream going, but the biggest issue in the military is that you do it. It's like repetitive. You do courses, you do training, you do tests, you do courses, you do training, you do tests, you go, and then when you go on deployment or you go somewhere and shit hits the fan and someone does get hurt, trust me, you'll see people do shit that you wouldn't expect them to do. You'd get some mong, right? Who, you get someone who's a complete fucking camp mong. I mean, richly just mongs it day in, day out, right? And then suddenly in the middle of a freaking desert, he's like fucking Dr. Zeus. He richly does open heart surgery, and things like that. Okay. If you do it and you do it all the time and you train and you put your mind to it and you just remember, one day someone's going to help you. Simple. There you go. There you had your 25 minutes of first aid. And it's always good to make sure that you go to a fire service, go to the police. The police are not there to fucking throw you in jail all the time. Go to the police and say, hey, look, can you advise me what to carry in my car in first aid wise? What would be beneficial for you if I had in the car? Making sure that you've got a grab bag full of, a couple of bandages, tourniquets, making sure you've got gloves in there, you've got a decent torch or a head torch and stuff like that. You've got a couple of space blankets and basically having a good setup, right? And cops will even turn around to you and say, yeah, get yourself some of those warning beacons as well, the little beacons you get on off Amazon. Because I tell you one thing, if you can warn other road users, if you're in the middle of the countryside and you can warn other road users that there's shit in front of them and they need to slow the hell down, right? You're not just saving your life saving and protecting your life and the casualty and everyone else's life, but you're also protecting and saving them as well. Because obviously people like to, oh shit, I'm late. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh yeah, like shit, I'm late. Let's do warp 10. And the thing is, like here in the UK, they're trying to change the laws about beacons. You can't have beacons on your vehicles, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking send me to jail, because if I break down and it's nighttime and it's pitch fucking black, which it is around here, ask anyone, right? I am gonna light this fucking area up like a scene from the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't care if I get a ticket or not. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather protect myself and the people around me and people approaching me. And that's where people make mistakes. It's not about how big your man sausage is. It's how willing you are to help keep other people safe. Oh, did I scare Big Dirt away? Oh. Hi Heidi, how you doing? Yeah, and there you go. I mean, it's there's a lot of things that you can and can't do. You know, I mean, um, one thing like the law has changed quite a bit. You know, you just can't run up to someone and touch them now. Um, I'll tell you a couple of incidents that even we were told many years ago. Um, a few years ago, there was a chap. I'm not going to go into it in detail. Um, there was a chap who was stabbed in the upper shoulder, sort of neck area. However, it hit an artery. The perpetrator who stabbed the individual, obviously pulled a knife out and ran off. No one realized that he was bleeding until he collapsed down, sitting down, put himself against a lamppost. And there was an old lady. This is a few years back. I can't even remember what town it was. I can't even remember where it was, but I can remember because it's fair state. It's because it's you know. And basically, apparently, this chap collapsed, sat down, put himself against the lamppost, and an old lady then noticed something was wrong. So she walked over to him, and this old lady, I think she was in her 60s or 70s. And when she walked over to him, he looked up at her. He looked, apparently, I don't know. I need to find it and see if I can reread it. And I'm just going by what I can remember. I'm not sure if he looked up and she got a face full of blood from the artery, or he spat, or he tried to talk to her and she just got peppered with spittles. Um, and apparently she richly just fucking had a scarf on or something. I can't remember. And she just richly buried it into the stab wound. She just richly started burying it into the stab wound, and then she applied pressure. Um, Police and ambulance turned up and everything else. And I can't remember if the guy was alive or if unfortunately lost the battle. But the fact that this old lady took her scarf and richly rammed that scarf into an open wound, freaking, she should have got a medal. Yeah. And one thing you have to remember: if you get an artery wound, you get an artery bleed, you got 2 minutes max, if that. You lose a liter of blood a minute. So if you get an artery wound, yeah, if you don't deal with it and stop that bleed, yeah, and even if you try to stop that bleed, you've still got the possibility of, yeah. So it's always good. And at the end of the day, like gauze, there's stuff called Celox, which is blood thickening. And there's also powder that you can put onto an open wound, and what it does, it just turns the blood into yes. So I've lost words now. For some reason, I've gone different. My brain's just gone. Yeah. But yeah, and there you go, guys. So first aid is a good sort of thing to know. Um, you know what to carry in your car, what not to carry in your car, and if you don't know, go to the police, go to the fire station, and ask questions. Trust me, if you turned up at a fire station or at a police station and say, "Hey, I would like to talk to you. I want some advice or what to have in my car if there's an accident or anything else," do you know what they would richly snatch you away and sit you down and go, right, this is what we got. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, right, what they'll do, they'll give you a couple of little gifts that you can carry in your car, like like a quick cut. Basically, a quick cut is a piece of plastic. There's a razor blade in it, and it's got a little hook. And then you've got the razor blade in there. It's safe. You won't be able to cut yourself, but it can cut through what do you call it? Seat belts very easily. It can cut clothing off very quickly. Right? It's better than the shears, the scissors, but scissors are quite handy as well. So yeah, go and get yourself a couple of first aid courses under your belt. You won't regret it. Trust me. All right, everybody, you can wake up now. I'm done. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, there I am. Yeah. Internal bleeding is the worst part. But anyway, we're going to change topic. So, yeah. Hi, Daniel. How you doing, mate? The only thing the police arrest here is donuts. Hey, everyone has the right to a donut. I like donuts. I'm not allowed donuts. My queen, when she sees me with a donut, I get richly confined to a dark hole. I'm not allowed to have donuts.
There are no donuts in the house.
So what?
There are no donuts in the house.
I know there's no donuts in the house down there. I need to. Oh, I know what I need to do. I remember what I need to do. I need to remember. Oh, sugar. What was it? Oh, I think I've pressed someone's buttons. Oh my god, they can't stop posting. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Well, should have opened your mouth. Told you. Every single. Do you know what? Actual fact, I must admit, that idiot is very lucky that not everyone is posting anonymously. Oh god, I tell you, some people make your day very, very enjoyable. No, too late. Too late. In 1970, right? Okay, SMN. Obviously, because you're too slow. In 1971, Russia wanted to build a canal between two rivers from the north down to the south to fill a reservoir because it was drying out. And obviously, it would have taken a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of manpower. So they decided to think, well, why don't we use nuclear bombs? 15 kiloton, the 15 kiloton jobs. So what they did, and they said, oh yeah, we'll probably have to use about 25 of those. And it was like, okay. So what they did, they would use, they would bury the nukes. They would do like an underground detonation. And they detonated one, and unfortunately, the fallout covered the whole of Russia and Europe. So they went, and obviously other countries like Spain, Germany, France, and other countries were like, what the fuck are you doing? And Russia was like, no, do not come to that. We're not going to do it. No. So basically they stopped, they stopped the project. I mean, they were gonna set off 25 of those bloody things. So you just imagine 25 nuclear, like obviously in America, the Americans, when they've done their testing and everything. I mean, I don't know if it's in Nevada desert, is it somewhere? And apparently, if you get like an aerial picture of where they've done their testing, right, it looks like the dark side of the fucking moon. There's, it's probably the most radioactive area in the world. Bikini Island is nothing compared to that. But anyway, so yeah. So the Russians were like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to do that then. And that was in 1971. Not long ago. Wait a minute. I just spent all Friday night and most Sunday with my mum in the emergency department after the fall. Believe me, first aid is a must, and thank goodness she is okay and no broken bones. But I bet she's got a bit of a broken pride. I hope she didn't hurt her bum. I hope she's okay. I hope she, jumps back up and goes, what was that? Yeah, so as long as she's okay, that's good. The older you get, the worse the fall. It's, Right, let's go and have a look at some of the entertainment. Is it me or okay. Oh, right, okay. People are no, but posts like this need to be asked in group chat. That was posts like this. Ratties, sometimes you're a pain in the fucking ass, and I know you're lurking. Yeah, I mean, there's policing, there's like censorship, but then there's fucking, taking a piss. But Oh God, let's have a look. Wait a minute. What we got here? What we got? Let's have a look. Key to. Do you know what? I don't like being rude to people when they're not, they're just being, facetious or sarcastic, or because at the end of the day, you just have to fucking laugh. You just have to. But I'm telling you one thing, Sunshine, you really, really may put yourself out there, haven't you? You've really put yourself out there. Idiot. So I mean, obviously, if Amago was here and some other people, they would know exactly what I'm talking about. Because one, should I say? Should I? Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. Right. Here's the thing. Facebook, each group, whoever sets up a group, or if you set up a group, right, you can allow people to post anonymously, or you don't. Simple as that. But if you allow that to happen, then what? Here's the thing. When you post anonymously, all right, yeah, there are two things that will fucking catch you out. One, if you post anonymously and someone reports it to Facebook and they remove that post, the person who reports it will see your name. Not the whole name, just the first name. All right. And on the other point is that if you post anonymously, regardless of what anyone fucking tells you, you cannot post in that. You cannot comment in that post, because it'll make like if you try to post if you try to comment in a post that you've done anonymously, that comment will have the name anonymous. All right. I had this argument a long time ago. I think it was a Deuce Boy or one of his entourage or whatever. They go, well, you can have multiple accounts. Well, I don't. Why should I have multiple accounts when it's fucking hard enough just to have one? The paranoia and the insecurity. Like, there are people out there who've got multiple accounts, and I can name at least a dozen people. And some of them are very prominent people that are usually discussed on multiple levels. But it's childish as well. So, at the end of the day, if I've got something to say, I will fucking say it as me. I won't hide from that. And yes, I have posted anonymously in the past because I was being an asshole, and I was being sarcastic, and I was being facetious, and I was being childish. Because at the end of the day, some people deserve to be fucking called an idiot. And, why can't I? What is it? One rule for one and a different rule for other people. And certain individuals last night tried to press my buttons and post said, "Oh yeah, and I was like, no, not me." And what I've been doing now, I've been going to every anonymous post, pinging the individual who's accused me of writing a post where anyway, and basically I went, yep, not here. And I've gone to another one. I got, yeah, definitely not him. Yeah, not me again. Then another one. Yeah, definitely not me again. And I have been having a fucking ball. And obviously some people think that they've pressed buttons or whatever, but they don't realize that I'm actually fucking sitting there, watching. I was watching fucking McHale's Art Navy, and I was just fucking laughing. Every time it went ping, I looked over and I went, yep. And then before I even looked who fucking pinged me, I just went, I bet you any money. Yep. Yes. And, like, you guys need to either find a new hobby, right, or just come to the realizations that you're not gonna win. Simples. Because, yeah, I get it. The big words in America in normal is like drama sells, but sometimes people don't like the fact when drama turns around and slaps you square in the face and goes, dickhead. And you put your foot in it last night, and I just helped you take your foot out of that cesspool. And I'm going to continue that from now on. And I'm going to continue because at the end of the day, I'm sick and tired of people harassing and bullying and trying to intimidate people, and they think they can get away with it. So let's put the boot on a different foot, shall we? Me, David? Never. Okay. No, and it's not bully to bully. It's basically like, I'm not going to sit there and put up with it, so I'm going to retaliate. But I'm going to do it in such a way where it shows facts and truth, and basically there's no way you can get out of it, because what you will receive is your own handiwork. God, I fucking love that sometimes. And I can assure you, in the near future, whenever I decide to, we may see some more revelations. Who knows? See how I feel. I don't know. I may do it next week or what's next month? I'll probably might do it in June or July. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm going to spread it out over the next 6 to 8 months. I think I'm going to spread it out because because sometimes people have short memories, and I just want to make sure that all the goldfish out there, get like a reminder of reality and say, hey, Hey, Daniel, you don't have to thank me, mate. You don't have to thank me. All I ask you to do is if people are there, if individuals are there to help you. They're not responsible for whatever people do. Okay. And you are more than welcome. And it's not opening your eyes. It's making you realize it's like if you look at a picture through a toilet roll, if you get like an empty toilet roll thing, that cardboard thing, and you look through it, right? And you try to look at the landscape, but you can only see one piece at a time. Sometimes it's good to just say, just give us that minute. Just put it down. There you go. All right. So, don't worry about it. Just be yourself, and don't worry about whatever people do or say or think, because at the end of the day, you just do your computers and do you. Just do yourself and just be yourself, dude. Simple as. And happy birthday, MS. What's it like being legally being allowed to drink? And Daniel, I can tell you right now. No, I'm not going to tell you right now. We'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see. There's going to be some revelations at some point. Who knows? Like I said, I'm going to decide when I do it, not anyone else. And I don't know when I feel like it. I probably might do it tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing now. I haven't even started yet. Just saying. By the time I'm finished, people are going to regret bullying and harassing and spreading false rumors and everything else. By the time I'm going to be finished, right, there's going to be a lot of humble pie being shared around. That I can assure you of. Oh, shit, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, your host. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear EMS Live for Live. Happy birthday to you, and many more. And now in reverse. There you go. Happy birthday. Sing it, Spawn, sing it yours. Yeah. Oh God, life is fun, especially when you can be entertained by simpletons. Not every one of them, but some of them. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Mm. Yeah, it's one of those fantastic days. But anyway, guys, I have been live 2.5 hours. And it's really weird because I really enjoyed this stream. I don't know about anyone else. And we're not going to do any questions or anything else. Basically, this was a spontaneous live stream. And I hope that everyone's going to have a fantastic weekend. Remember, if it's hot, hydrate. If it's cold, keep yourself warm. And listen, if you want to know or be able to help someone, go and do some first aid courses. It won't, trust me, it won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. You'll be very surprised of how comfortable you'll be to learn and stuff. So on that note, okay, I want to bid you adieu, and I wish you all the best. And just a quick shout out to Squid Pro Quo, Missy Lady, JK Films, DJ Rattis, Daniel, and everyone else who I've missed. Who have I missed? Yeah, sorry to hear that, girl. My condolences for that. Thank you very much. Sweetfly says hello. Yeah, sorry to hear that, guys. Right, anyway, on that note, you are now going. We're done. It's been a fantastic stream. I would like to thank everyone for that, and I appreciate that. And just remember, a smile a day keeps the fucking weirdos away. So keep smiling at those idiots and haters and those crampons and the swamp lizards and the Jabba the Hoots and everyone else who, need the attention. And just remember, a smile a day keeps the weird people away. So keep smiling and see you soon at the next one. And I will be doing scheduling. So, and it'll be like 5 or 6 hours prior to the stream. So I think, or the least I will do is probably half an hour, 45 minutes. But usually I will give enough time now because I think that YouTube's having issues. So on that note, again, thank you very much for everybody for being here tonight, and take care. Enjoy.
They go live every night selling drama on demand with crampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, oh I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark, no bite, till Spawntrooper drops and it flips on the light. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Spawntrooper, is weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawntrooper's on that. Spawntrooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. With this one, Now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel, one stream at a time. Truth's not merchant, don't come in packs. And Spawntroopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity, blazing like a saber so bright. He leads the way through the digital night. Spawntroopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawntroopers here to expose your grown trooper. He bring truth and facts to the land. Spawntrooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Trooper. Then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Trooper. The force is weak with this one. One yai duet. Body gwyd yn dod i'r amlwg.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.